From WVLT, you're watching Kelsey Lair and Kyle Granger on Local 8 News.
Well, 6:29 here this Saturday morning. I'm Kelsey Lair.
And I'm Kyle Granger. We're waking up on this Saturday morning and glad you're with us.
There's not much better than waking up and knowing it's just going to be a gorgeous day today, especially with all the events going on here.
So many options. There's so much to do around town here today. So glad the weather worked out.
No.
We'll look at what's
good
going
job
on the
making the weather good.
I'll take the credit today. Take it when it's good, right? Yeah, let's step on the outside and check things out. Live in Townsend, you can see the sun's trying to peek over the mountains there. The first little bit of daylight. Right now it's 40 in Gatlinburg. How about 48 for Knoxville, Dandridge, and Seymour at 47. Rocky Top a little cool at 45. You can see we're pretty clear on the outside in terms of the cloud cover. We shouldn't have to worry about that today. And maybe some of you just want to get away from the crowds and the noise and all of that, and you want a nice relaxing hike in the mountains. Well, it's a little bit cooler there. Still approaching 70, but I think at Klingman's Dome, you know, that'll be a little bit cooler at about 68 if you happen to want to go do those things here today. Mostly sunny skies, though, really is the story. And some of you will leave Knoxville and head up to Bristol for the big race coming up this weekend. Got everything going on this weekend. How about lots of warm sunshine here for the race tomorrow? Temperature from 70 to 76 by the time it's all done. Of course, today we're warming into the 70s and cannot complain about that.
Would you look at that? From loop-de-loops to flips and much, much more. I was there yesterday as the pilots of the Smoky Mountain Air Show got ready for today's big performance. Now, the Blue Angels are amazing to watch, but it's also a pretty amazing experience to take part in. I really felt like I hit the lottery yesterday, Kyle, when I got to fly with them for the second time in just 1 week. Now, my neck is actually a little sore this morning, and this video may show you why.
Kelsey, you're back with me.
Oh my gosh, I'm back. I did. I blacked out. Oh my gosh. How long was I out?
Just a couple of seconds.
Oh my gosh. That was the weirdest feeling ever.
Yep, that's right. I passed out. Now, I was only out for a second or two, but I really do actually remember having a full dream at that point. How weird is that? Just a couple seconds.
I'm thinking he would have had to take me back to the ground.
That'd have been it for you.
That'd have been it. But, you know, Kyle Warnke also got to do some really cool stuff here. Take a look at this. He got to go fly in Fat Albert. It's a heavy-duty C-130 that's used for logistics and carrying of equipment. Jealous of you and Kyle getting to do some of the cool stuff here this weekend.
We had a good gig.
Yeah, Kyle went up about a few thousand feet, and he hit about 3 G's. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I think I hit about a little over 7. So I was telling Kyle, I was like, you had child's play, but I was just kidding. He got
to rub it in.
I know, he got to do a lot of fun stuff. People were doing backflips in there. It was cool.
Yeah.
Well, WVLT had their turn with the Blue Angels, obviously, and now it's your turn to experience them.
The gates open at 10 o'clock this morning. Parking opens at 8, and our very own Danny Rivera-T is live from the air show, anticipating the day ahead. Good morning to you, and you're ready for the fun, I see.
Good morning, Kyle and Kelsey. Okay, it seems really quiet here, but it's not going to be like this for long. It's actually going to be the complete opposite, really loud. And we've had crews here since about 4 o'clock. That also includes Captain Stephanie McKean. Stephanie, today is the big day. We've been talking about this all week, for months actually. But what goes into these day of preparations?
Oh my goodness. Well, we've actually been rehearsing it. This is probably our 3rd day. So today is just kind of fine-tuning everything that we've done because the crowd's going to be much bigger. We tested it out yesterday with about 10,000 folks. We're going to have 10 times that, we think, today. So it's just going to be keeping our processes going and fine-tuning as we go.
So what can people expect when they come here today? You know, what are they going to see and what should they be kind of prepared for?
Well, number one thing you should be prepared for is the crowds. You know, you're going to maneuver through some tough crowds. Be prepared for a lot of sun. We've seen several sunburns in the last couple of days, so sunscreen, a great show. That's what you're coming out here for. You're going to have that stuff for the kids to do. It's just going to be a wonderful day.
Now that's some good advice. And you know, how important is it to have an air show like this here, you know, to this community?
Well, I think because we haven't had one in 16 years, I think it's really important. I think for folks that have military people in their family, this is nostalgia. We're looking back. We're thinking about grandfather. We're thinking about father, everybody that served in our family. For folks that have people in the military right now, they're thinking about their loved ones who are deployed. And then for kids, it's inspiring. It's inspiring to think, hey, I could do that. I could fly a plane.
There we go. That is some good advice, and it's an honor to have this show here. Thank you, Stephanie, for joining us. Coming up on Local 8 News, we're going to show you how they're continuing to prepare throughout the morning, and we're going to start to see some people coming in here pretty soon, and we're going to show you some pretty cool aircrafts behind us. Reporting live in McGee-Tyson, Daniel Ruberti, Local 8 News.
All right, thanks, Danny. Yeah, a lot of hardworking people out there. Captain McKean's been out there for days. I've seen her every day I've been out there, so a lot of hardworking people. Thanks a lot, Danny. Well, again, like Danny mentioned, gates do open at 8 o'clock for parking, but be prepared to face a lot of traffic. They're expecting a crowd of around 120,000 people. The performances begin at noon, so get a head start making your way to the airport if you want to beat all of that traffic. Now, you should bring hearing protection, sunscreen like you heard there, and you can bring small purses or bags. Also, make sure you're wearing comfortable shoes because I know from yesterday it is a lot of walking. Another important note, you can only bring food or drinks for babies. Concession stands only accept cash, so make sure you have that on you. You can find all you need to know about what to bring on our interactive page on local8now.com. And like we've mentioned this whole show, the air show is just one of many events in Knoxville this weekend. But is traffic already building up? We're going to get a check-in with Kyle. And Kyle, what's it looking like out there right now?
Well, just looking over here at the traffic map right now, the right now traffic map shows a lot of green across the area. That means drive times are pretty much on the normal side across the area. Did want to check in very closely and zoom in down towards the airport here. No backups right now at this point coming out of Maryville or Alcoa Highway out of Knoxville, but we do expect maybe some backups later on today as folks start headed out from that 8 o'clock hour just before noon. And of course, we're watching stuff all across the area here. Maybe you're headed to Sevier County for a hike today. Don't forget a rod run going on there, so a lot of traffic there with all those classic cars in town. That's a look at traffic. We'll keep checking for you through the morning.
Great, thanks, Kyle. Well, the last air show in Knoxville was 16 years ago, so why did it take this long to bring it back? Local 8 News anchor Ted Hall has the answer.
A lot of you know it's been 16 years since we've had an air show in Knoxville, but not everybody understands why. And yeah, it is the September 11th attacks. Major Joseph Keith is here with the 134th refueling wing here at McGee-Tyson. Let's get back to that first. We had one planned, if I'm not mistaken, here in Knoxville in 2001 or 2, but we had to cancel it because of the attacks.
That is correct. We did have an air show planned in 2002. Unfortunately, with the September 11th attacks, when we went to war, most of our entire unit did deploy, so we were pretty active at the time and just couldn't support an air show for the community.
And that was it. It was the resources. It was the manpower. It was the people were busy protecting our country, and we didn't have the resources to have another show.
That is exactly it. When you have to prioritize your resources, the most obvious answer is you protect the nation, and that's what we were called to do.
All right, let's talk about the value of it now. This is a big event. You're going to get 150, perhaps 150,000 people here over the weekend, but it's going to cost a lot of money to put this show on. Why is it worth it?
It's worth it because of the community. This is one of the most patriotic and military supportive communities. We have a phenomenal community, the aviation as well. We could have done this without the great support from Vanquish Worldwide and all of our community partners that are helping us put this on today. Really, it's for the community and the East Tennesseans.
Huge recruiting tool to get interest in what these folks are doing. Let's talk about the 134th very quickly. This is something that we can all be proud of here in East Tennessee. Tell us what you guys do here at the 134th.
Well, our main mission is air refueling. This KC-135R Stratotanker behind me here is a workhorse. It's a 1950s model. It's older than most of the people that work on it. It's flying globally. It flies in the war zone. It flies here at home station. It is definitely a workhorse for our people.
Nice. Major, thanks a lot.
No problem. Thank you.
Good job today.
Thanks. Thank you.
Well, if you aren't going to the air show but maybe flying out of McGee-Tyson Airport, you can expect some delays. Some airlines have already canceled flights in anticipation of the show. Now, flights will try to stay on schedule the best they can, but they have specific times of when they can land or take off. Now, we want to check in with Kyle, and we've been talking all morning. We've got really just a picture-perfect weekend weather-wise.
Cannot complain about this. We'll take the credit while it's good. Yeah, good morning, everybody. It's Saturday. We're here for the weekend, and a nice warm weekend, nice clear skies on the outside, and you can already see the sun coming up in the Great Smoky Mountains. A beautiful sunrise here this morning. Check this out from Look Rock. Can't complain. Yeah, the sun will come on up here. The sun rises this morning at about 7:02 here, so we'll see that more effectively here within the next 20 minutes or so. How about 48 right now in Knoxville? It's 51 over in Sevierville. How about 55 in Crossville? My flap is up and I was trying to fix that there. Yeah, 43 in Kingston right now, 39 in Monticello, and 40 degrees over into Townsend there. Results of sitting down sometimes. Here we go. We have live pinpoint Doppler this morning, clear on the outside. I don't think we'll have to worry about that this weekend. We have low pressure to our south, high pressure off to our north and our east, and we're sandwiched right in between here, where we'll see pretty much clear skies here right on through the first part of the week, and maybe introduce a chance for a shower on Wednesday. Mostly sunny here today, warming to 73 in London and Barberville, 74 in Williamsburg, 72 Whitley City. How about across the plateau? 69 in Crossville to 70 in Jamestown. How about 72 for Kingston? Here we have 75 in Knoxville to 74 in Oak Ridge down into the valley. How about 73 for Maynardville in the Smokies? How about 68 in Gatlinburg, 69 Cosby, Sevierville, and Maryville. You should be at about 73. Here is the forecast for 76. Lots of sunshine on Sunday. There's the introducing of rain on Wednesday. How about 80 degrees on Monday? And maybe some of you are planning to head out for the big orange and white game today. Here's a sneak preview of that. 69 when the game starts at 2. By halftime, we should be at 73. Lots of warm sunshine.
All right, thanks, Kyle. Well, the East Tennessee Preservation Alliance is working hard to bring awareness to historical sites across our community. They call it the Endangered 8, an annual heritage list that draws attention to threatened historical places right here in our region. Organizers say the list improves our area's quality of life.
We do see positive things happen. You can just look at most of our downtowns and they're really flourishing right now. Some communities are ahead of others, but everyone at least realizes how important that aspect can be to generating tourism and to getting people within the community excited about where they live.
Historic downtown Dandridge, Old Jefferson City Hall, and the Tanner School are just a few of the sites. You can find the full list of Endangered 8 on our website, local8now.com. Well, it started back in February with the House and Garden Show, then at the beginning of the month with a regional fine art exhibition downtown, finally Rhythm and Blooms last weekend, and of course, I'm talking Dogwood Arts. Yesterday, hundreds gathered for the ribbon cutting ceremony, kicking off the opening of the Dogwood Trails. This year, Holston Hills is home to the featured trail.
We have, 200 or 300 of our closest friends and supporters helping us celebrate this beautiful day.
Tom tells us he's hoping to extend the Dogwood period of celebration throughout the entire year by working with nonprofits to have new events year-round. Very, very cool. Well, we take so many things for granted here in the United States, things like generous access to eyeglasses. Well, not so simple in some places. Coming up next, hear what a local eye doctor says about the need for eye care in Guatemala in this week's Volunteer Spirit.